All right, we just got done watching the Busch Light Clash at the LA Memorial Coliseum. We wanted to give you our quick reactions to it. I thought it was decent, better than I was expecting. What did you think?
Were you expecting?
I was expecting a caution every 3 laps like we got in the second last chance showdown. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, well, there's a reason they were in the LCQ. I mean, they were the, back half of the field.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, they're professional race car drivers. This is about what I kind of expected out of it. I did expect a few more cautions there at the end, a little bit more craziness. But like I said, this is just a post-race reaction video. We'll get more in depth of that in the actual podcast. Will be coming later on this week.
Tomorrow, actually. It should be tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be. Joe Logano won. That's, I don't know about who picked that, but
technically
all I'm saying is
we
ran. Yeah, all I'm saying is we ran the tables, some of us more than others. I'll take my 5 points and go on to Daytona, Seth.
That's all right. 5. You're counting a heat win as a stage win.
No, I'm not counting a heat. No, I won the whole fucking race.
I thought it was 3. Oh no, no, I gotta think back.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyway,
we'll get that into the pod.
Our point system for
we're talking about
fantasy picks.
Yeah, our fantasy points picks.
Yeah, Joe Logano won. It was him and Kyle Busch. It was kind of the main problem with the race, at least I had, was that it wasn't quite long enough. There at the end, thought there were a couple, maybe too many cars as well. But you win some, you lose some. I thought it was a solid first outing for the Clash, and hopefully they bring it back, because it seems that when they do these big events and new things, that they always turn out better the second time around. So
yeah, and you and I were talking on the phone a little bit ago. I think that's kind of better for it to be solid the first year, so it has a chance to grow. And if they do it again, it will only get better. But if it came out this year and it was just insane the whole time, then I feel like that would just be setting it up for disappointment down the road. So overall, happy with this being a solid race and not being crazy, being completely honest. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we definitely had the crazy parts in it. We had Ty Dillon being an absolute piss missile, as you put it.
Yeah.
And I thought some of the rookies proved that why they have rookie stripes on their back bumpers. All of them race like complete morons today. Yeah, I don't know.
Like between not that Ty Dillon's a rookie, but between him, Burton, and Cindric, how many times did they crash? Like 8 times.
A lot. Yeah, and the 38 took out the 10, which that was kind of that was more of a racing deal, but it was solid. I thought the fans that were there, they got their money's worth for sure. I mean, you had 350 laps of racing.
Yeah.
Like people talk about, it's like, oh, it's only a quarter-mile track, it's only 150 laps. No, you got 350 laps of racing in this. Yep. And we were on track, and it was bam, 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 bam. Heat race, LCQ. There was nothing in between until you got to the actual main event, which is how it should be. I thought, as far as like the timing of everything, I thought that was really good, because it was a 5-hour period where you had racing and cars pretty much on track the entire time, with the exception of the performances they had, which I thought were solid as well.
Yeah. It kind of goes back to what I was saying a little bit ago about NASCAR could learn from dirt racing, because you had that entire window where there was something going on, because you had heat races and last chance qualifiers, and then you had the main event, and it all accumulates. You don't look at a dirt race and go, oh, that race is too damn short because it's only 30 laps. You had everything coming up to it. So it adds to the spectators' value for money, first of all, and then it also adds to a TV audience and what a TV provider can get from the race too.
Yeah, and I think that's going to take some getting you. Like for me, when I went my first dirt race, I was like, oh shit, it's only 30 laps. That was quick. But you kind of look at the whole picture of everything. And I think someone made a good point about this. I think it was actually the Garage guys. Shout out to them. They were there today. I wish I would have used one of their betting cards and, maybe put some money on Joey Logano winning this race. But they made a point how the Snowball Derby, feeder series, late models, stock cars, the whole week for the Snowball Derby, it's just drawn out as shit. And then you have, compare it to something like the Chili Bowl, which is probably the most similar to, the dirt racing's equivalent. It's bam, 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 race after race after race. They cram everything in as much as possible. And I feel like NASCAR's had that problem of drawing things out so much, whereas I thought they nailed it with this. And then as far as like the performances, I thought Ice Cube was really good. I thought Pitbull was almost a necessity with him owning, part of a team.
Had to.
It was, not everyone's going to like it, but, those people that don't like it are going to bitch, but not everybody likes your standard, no offense to Luke Combs, but Luke Combs or like, your Applebee's dude or whatever the fuck that dude sings that song. So I don't know. I thought it was a great mix for everything. I think there's lots of tweaks you can make to it. We'll get into it more in the pod, but I thought it was overall, I thought it was a good show. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's the Busch Light Clash. It's not the Daytona 500. It's not the Southern 500. It's not your run of the mill NASCAR race. It is supposed to be an event put on for the fans. And so
we have 32 weeks of perfectly normal average racing you could ever ask for. I'm fine with a handful of them. 32. Yes, Daytona and Talladega are not normal average racing, but I'm fine with a handful of races in between. Well, 30 now since we got Atlanta. But anyway, moving on real quick, we'll touch on a few main points from the weekend we wanted to discuss. The rookies, Cindric and Burton in the final last chance qualifier, and Ty Dillon also in the same last chance qualifier. They all look like birds without feathers out there. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. And I mean, it was entertaining to a point. And then for like the last 15 laps when they wrecked another 3 times, I was like, okay, I'm over it, guys. Figure it out. And then Ty Dillon jumped the restart earlier in that and then proceeds to do it again at the end when he would have won the damn thing, or at the very minimum finish second if he doesn't do that.
It was a bit of Knoxville truck vibes in there. I think, but we talk about the rookies being absolute darts without feathers. I mean, that was a real act of a champion. Kyle Larson absolutely destroyed Justin Haley for no reason at all.
Yeah, and that was odd.
That was the most uncharacteristic Kyle Larson thing I've ever seen. Because one, Kyle Larson normally just doesn't have that knee-jerk reaction of that Joey Logano-esque knee-jerk reaction of just junking people.
Yeah.
The second I get touched. And 2, he's smart enough to know everyone that's gotten hit, a lot of times they're getting hit. The car that's hitting them is getting hit from behind.
Yeah.
And 3, like, I don't know. It's just fucking, it didn't make any sense. It was unnecessary to say the least. And someone did the exact same thing to him a couple laps later and he just let him go.
Yeah, it was really odd. Like the thing later, maybe he realized immediately that it was ridiculous what he did. I guess that's the only thing I can think of.
It was just very uncharacteristic for Kyle Larson because he doesn't race like that normally. It was absolutely ridiculous. But I don't know. We saw a lot of guys with angry after the race. Saw Blaney. We didn't see it, but Blaney threw a Hans at Eric Jones. Haley quite pissed off with Larson. There was a wreck at the end of the race that they showed it happened, but didn't show a replay. Coverage today was terrible. Yeah, coverage for the race. Fox, they put on the Bristol Dirt Race. They were big on that. They're big on, this. They're huge on the All-Star Race, and they always give the worst coverage. They want these events, but they don't want to put any effort into it.
I don't know if it's effort or it's just incompetence because like the wide shot, like the football cam coverage, I guess is what would call it. The up top camera, that was a good angle for me. Zoom it in just a little bit, and that's a good angle. That's a normal racing bull ring angle.
Yeah, it's normal. But yet when Joey Logano punts Kyle Busch out of the lead and you don't see it because they're on board with Kyle Busch, and then
I mean, we saw it. But my issue with the coverage was they like predominantly like 80% of the race seemed to be the on wall cams that they had, a lot of it, and I don't get it. And it's like
they should have had a drone out there.
Well, and they had the camera that goes down like that, whatever, the sky cam, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
They had that would have been a better camera than what they used predominantly. And it's funny because you mentioned the Bristol dirt race, and at Bristol they used the high cam angle for it, and it would have been better suited for the low camera. So it just seems like Fox is incompetent and they don't really know what they need to be doing in a given situation. Yeah.
But overall, we saw those bits and pieces of a shit show that everyone thought it was going to be. But we also, at the end of the day, we got like we said in the podcast last week, we got a solid short track race. That's all I got to say about it. Just that I'm willing to elaborate on.
For now.
Yeah.
We will join us tomorrow or Tuesday. Just depends on when it comes up or whenever you can watch it. We will have the full pod about it. It'll be up on YouTube. It'll also be up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So check it out if you want to hear these ideas.
Leave some feedback. Some feedback. We want to hear it. Also, we're going to be uploading 2 videos here in the next coming weeks. We talked about uploading a video called NASCAR for Rookies. Didn't make it out this week. We're going to hold off
because I'm a dumbass.
I completely forgot about it. We're going to go ahead and do another video that we'll get to later on. And then I guess we'll call it season 2. We'll officially begin with the preview to the Daytona 500. Other than that, you guys enjoy your evening. Let us know what you thought about the Clash in the comments below. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And we'll see you next week.
All right. See you.